You know when a radio isn't tuned in properly, like there's this beautiful song playing in the background, but all you can hear is static, a little bit of melody, and then a lot of noise. That's kind of what life feels like when you're trying to manifest from constant stress, fear, or chaos. You know something better exists, you can feel that it's out there for you, but you just can't seem to lock into that right frequency. And that used to be me all the time. I was doing the journaling, I was doing the affirmations, I was doing the vision boards, but something still felt very off. Like I was saying all the right things, but not actually feeling them in my bones. My mind was full, but my body wasn't on board with it. And then I found Joe Dispenza and everything changed, because his work is not just about thinking better thoughts, it's about tuning into that whole system, tuning your whole system, your body, your emotions, and your energy into the frequency of the life you actually want to live. Like finally adjusting the dial of the radio so that the music comes in through clearly. Hi my loves, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is honestly one of the videos that I've been dying to make on Joe Dispenza's work, because his work has truly completely changed the way I show up for myself, my manifestations, my identity. And I know that sounds dramatic, but it's true. We're gonna go into the techniques that I've used throughout the 6 to 7 years that I've been trying to manifest and learning about all of this and identity work and rewiring your old beliefs. No gatekeeping here, and how they all have helped me grow, heal, manifest everything that I want in my life, and literally rewire how I think about myself, my self-concept. So if you're into like the quantum leaping, rewiring your beliefs through science and becoming the version of you who just gets everything she wants, this video is going to be your new comfort one. I know it, so let's get into it. Okay, I want you to imagine wearing an outfit every single day that you've outgrown. It doesn't fit you anymore. It doesn't feel like you. It's something you wore when you were 10, but you keep putting it on because that's what's familiar to you. That's what's comfortable. That's what it feels like to then live from an old identity while trying to create a new life for yourself. If you're not happy with things in your past or things that are in your present right now, and you keep operating from that lack, you're just going to create more of that. And that's what his work, Joe Dispenza's work, made me realize on the whole, is that before the manifestation comes in, you have to let go. You have to shed that outfit, that costume that you love wearing. You cannot wear struggle and then expect success to magically show up. It's not going to happen. And that brings me to who this man is. So if you've never heard of him before, let me tell you a little bit about Joe Dispenza. He's this neuroscientist and author, but he's also like the bridge between science and manifestation. He's the best bridge that I've seen. He's not just like the typical think positive stuff, but he also explains and he studies how our thoughts, emotions, and identity shape our biology. Like how your body physically responds to who you believe you are, and how when you change that internal state, everything in your external will start shifting with that as well. He studies this. And he was actually a chiropractor before all of this. And what's crazy is that his story started after he was hit by a truck, I believe, and he was told that he may not be able to walk again. But he rejected that narrative and he visualized his spine healing every single day, and within weeks he was walking again. That's when he went deep into the mind-body connection, quantum physics, healing, and how our thoughts literally create our whole entire reality. And he now leads these huge global workshops where he heals people with chronic illnesses, manifests wild things, and most importantly, they become new versions of themselves. And I've heard so many stories from him. I'm truly inspired by him. That's why I want to make this video about the practices that he has taught. And his work is like a mirror and a map. It shows who you've been, and then it shows who you could have become if you could just stop living from the same old recycled thoughts and habits. And I'm telling you, once you get it, once you really understand what I'm telling you, you will change your life. It's not anything surface level. It is transformation from inside out. And after watching this video, if you feel even a little connected to any of his works, I want to recommend you to read a few books. That's how I got into his works, and they are dense, yes, but they're life-changing if you stick with them and go through with the books. And here are some of my personal favorites by him. Number one is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I've done a whole video on this book dedicated to things that I've learned from reading the book, so please check that out after this video if you liked anything that I said in this video. So number one is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and you can start here. It's like the blueprint of how to rewire your brain and then stop repeating your past patterns. Number two is Becoming Supernatural. This one dives into the science of the quantum field and elevated emotions. I know it sounds complex, but it's actually beautiful and so empowering. It is a bit more advanced, but you can read this after you read the first book that I suggested. And then You Are the Placebo, which will literally make you question everything that you believe about your body, healing, and how powerful you are, how powerful your thoughts really are. So these are my top 3 books. Please read them if you want to change your life. And you don't have to read them all at once, but if you're serious about becoming the next version of you, trust me, his work is what's going to guide you to there after you watch this video. Okay, now let's get into techniques that honestly have changed my entire life, not overnight, but after practicing them every day subtly and then all at once. Technique number 1 is the becoming no one, nowhere in no time. Now let's start with one of his core teachings. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I read this, I was like, how am I gonna do this? What does this even mean? So he says that in order to step into your next level self, something that you would have thought was never possible, you need to become no one, nowhere, and in no time. And now that sounds a little philosophical, but once it clicks, it's a game changer. What he's really saying is that you can't create a new future if you're still holding on to that old you, that old costume that I was talking about. Like, think about it. We all try to manifest new things. We all want better things for ourselves from the same mental space that created our current reality we're living now. And if you're happy with it, great, keep going. But if you're not, then you need to change something to reach somewhere better. We wake up thinking the same thoughts, the same feelings, the same emotions, the same repeated old stories that we tell ourselves every day. So how are we expecting anything to change then when you're not changing the signal that you're truly sending out? Signal that's going from here up to the universe. You're not changing it, nothing's going to change. And this practice of becoming no one, nowhere, in no time is about dropping that ego identity that we're so attached to completely. Letting go of your name, your past, your body, your to-do list, your desires, even all of that for just a moment. And I do this every time before I meditate now. I close my eyes and I literally tell myself that I am no one. I'm awareness. I'm not Krishi. I'm not doing what I'm doing right now. I don't care about things, materialistic things. I'm not a daughter. I'm not living in Dubai. I am just awareness. I am not Krishi in this moment. I'm only awareness. Like, imagine if you woke up and you didn't remember who you even truly were. You didn't have fears. You didn't have any labels, no limiting beliefs, just pure stillness. In that space, your body doesn't feel like it's been stuck in the past for so long. Your brain stops firing those old predictable patterns. Like, if you believe you're unlovable, your brain will stop firing that, and you're literally then tapping into the quantum field. That is your gateway. You're tapping into the quantum field, the space of infinite possibilities and potential, where everything and anything you want is possible. So when you really remove all of these things that are defining you as a person, you're no longer manifesting from the version of you who's doubting, struggling, and attached to old belief patterns and timelines. And those could be anything, things that people have wired into you, things that you have wired into yourself unknowingly, things that you've picked up from around you, of how people behave around you, right? And so many different ways that we believe certain things about ourselves. We need to drop all of that. So you're now manifesting from pure consciousness, from your truest soul that you are, from the version of you that's unlimited. Like, it's like a newborn baby, and that's where the universe meets you and molds you. And to go further into this, I want to explain this in different angles for people who don't believe in manifesting, or people who don't believe in the science, or anything that if you don't believe in something, I want to kind of explain this from different angles. So first is the scientific angle. When you detach from your identity, you stop firing the same neural pathways that keep you stuck in survival mode. The brain will literally enter alpha and theta states, and the brainwaves of creativity, intuition, and healing are more active now. So you're no longer rehearsing your old trauma. You're just reprogramming your subconscious with possibility, right? It's completely vulnerable and open. Then we have the energy angle. So when you're tied to your identity of I'm not confident, I never stick to things, money is hard to make, you're coming from lacking energy. You're trying to manifest with so much baggage that you hold from your past. But when you become a no one, that energy becomes free flowing again, right? Like, it's free energy going. You're a clean slate and like an open vessel, and the universe rushes to fill that space, right? It honestly gives me goosebumps when I talk about it. Then we have the manifestation angle. If you believe in manifesting, is that if you're constantly manifesting from the lens of me, as in the current you who's stressed, who wants more, who thinks she lives in lack, who thinks she's not there yet, then you're manifesting from lack. And when you dissolve that identity and enter the present moment, moment as no one. You're no one. You have infinite possibilities to create, like paint, like an artist. Suddenly you're manifesting from that field, not from the wound, but from infinite possibility, and that's when things will start to shift faster. Then we have the nervous system angle, if you're someone who believes in healing your nervous system, because being no one feels like the most peaceful state you can access. You know, when you're on a holiday and you're on the beach, you're journaling, or you're doing anything on a holiday, you feel so much peace because you're operating from no one. You don't have any stress, you don't have any work pressure the next day, you don't have anywhere to go, you're just operating from peace. That's when you become no one. Or when you're in your flow state, when anything that you do gives you true pleasure and peace, that's when you're in your flow state, and that's when you become a no one. And so you're not gripping and chasing constantly. Your nervous system gets to just be. It doesn't have to be in flight or fight in that moment. And in that stillness, your body starts trusting that safety doesn't come from outcomes. It doesn't necessarily need to. You can be happy without that thing. And that comes from within, not from anything in your surroundings. So the next time that you meditate, try this. Before you do any visualizing or scripting or listening to frequencies, just sit, close your eyes, and strip your ego one by one off. Strip who you think you are one by one. Because when you become no one, you get to create anyone. This is my favorite line I think I've ever said. When you become no one, you get to create anyone, and that's where real creation for you begins. Technique number 2 is elevated emotions. He literally says that you cannot wait for your healing to feel whole as a person, but you have to feel whole to receive your healing. And so what that means is that the version of me that I'm trying to become so desperately, she doesn't wait around for confidence. She feels that confidence first, and then it comes to her. Then she attracts the people, the opportunities, the money, the body, the health, whatever it is from that place, and then hence she becomes confident. It's literally identity alchemy. So if I'm still stuck in fear, stress, and lack, even if I'm doing all the right things, the universe still reads that as she's not ready, because my energy says that I'm not ready. Am I ready if I'm constantly anxious? No. So instead of just visualizing the dream life from my logical mind, I start embodying the emotional state of what I think it would be. So I'd ask myself, like, how does my future self feel when she wakes up? And I feel that. I try as much to be conscious about feeling that way. What's her default emotion? What does she feel? What's her relationship with safety, ease, and joy? Does she feel at ease? When you're truly connected to God or the universe, or anything that you feel like is a higher power, you feel at ease because you know that they are driving you towards where you need to be. And I would try to feel that at all times. I know it's hard, but I would try doing it consciously. If I want to live that life, I have to try doing it. Even if my external life in the moment does not match it at all. And the different angles with this would be that if you look at the neuroscience angle, Joe teaches us that when you feel an elevated emotion like gratitude or joy, your body releases chemicals that actually rewire your brain. So your nervous system will start expecting good things, and your subconscious becomes more open to new outcomes. You literally become a different signal, like you're giving a different signal out. So the shift doesn't just raise your vibration, it reprograms your entire emotional baseline when you feel this elevated emotion at all times. Then we have the identity shift angle, which is most people try to get the thing first and then they'll feel better. They want the money first and then they'll feel safe. They want this first and then they'll feel good. But Joe flips that. He said that's not how it works. You become the person before you even get that thing, before it's even close to you. You train your body to stop identifying with the victim that you are, the struggler, the almost there version of you, constantly chasing and so much resistance with all of that, and start identifying with the girl who already lives that life. And when you do that, your decisions change, your energy will shift, and your timeline actually collapses. You're getting closer to it. And now, how does this look like in real life for us? What does this actually look like when we wake up every day? So you wake up, you see your bank account, it hasn't changed much, and your body will feel like tired and weird and anxious, and you're anxious about what's going to happen today or in the future. So the old you will spiral and go about their day with that and say, see, nothing's working for me. Now, what the new you, according to Joe, does is takes a deep breath, closes your eyes, and drops into gratitude. Just drop into gratitude, even if nothing changed, as if everything you want has already happened. You just won a lottery, you won 1 million, and now you're happy. you just have gratitude for life, even if that's for 2 minutes and then you have to go about your day. But that 2-minute energetic practice is the work you need to put in every day. You can literally do this while walking, while playing a playlist, while running, while exercising. You can play a playlist that makes you feel rich, warm, and magnetic. While journaling, you can write as if your dream life already exists. That's what people do when they script. They write in a way that it already exists. Or you can look into the mirror, smile at yourself, and say, thank you for this life. I feel so blessed. Say that every day, because you are blessed. Something that you're going through, someone else wishes they had. And that's a sad reality, but it is true. You are blessed. You are grateful. You should be grateful for anything that you have. And if you're not used to living life with gratitude, it may feel really fake at first, but so did your current life until you lived it enough. And then for anyone who's a skeptic and a non-spiritual person, even if you're not into quantum or manifestation, this technique still applies to you, because when you feel good, your brain works better. You will think clearer, you're more magnetic socially, and your body language becomes more open, and your intuition is also louder. You're more in tune, and scientifically, you're in a state where your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters what you literally notice, starts finding more reasons to validate that good emotion and want that good emotion back. So if you don't believe in manifestation, this is a bit of a scientific take of how it could help you. So whether you believe in energy work or no, it still very much works in everyone's life, whether you like it or not. And then technique number 3 is the mind movie that meets heart's coherence, aka that's going to be your manifestation montage. Now this one is so fun. I love doing it, especially if you're someone like me who's obsessed with visuals, music, editing, or just like highlight reels, Pinterest go, dreaming in general. Joe Dispenza has this method called mind movie, and honestly, it's not a technique, it's a whole manifestation ritual for me at this point. Think of it like creating a vision board, but more often. But instead of it being stuck on paper or Canva, it's alive, and it's like a movie. It breathes. It's like your dream life in motion, a mini movie of the life that you know you're meant to live, and you hopefully will. I really wish you do. So here's how I do it. I go to Pinterest or my camera roll and I start collecting little snippets, photos, quotes, short video clips of dream locations, dream work setups, screenshots of the type of messages that I want from brands, people, affirmations, lifestyle stories, literally anything that makes me feel like, yes, that is the life I'm working towards, my dream body, anything. Then I throw it all into like a short video. I go into CapCut. They have so many templates that you can use already pre-made, and then you put all the videos and photos in that, like a 2 to 3 minute long ass reel. And I usually add music that makes my soul move. It will make my soul feel something, and that is very important. It doesn't have to be hype songs necessarily, more like emotional goosebumps, cinematic music, something that literally will move your body and you will go and get your goals. This part is really key. You have to have music that stands out to you. And then Joe says that you don't just watch that from afar. You don't just daydream like, I wish I lived that life. You sit with it and you feel it in your chest, in your bones, and you tune your body and your heart, your emotions, as if that's your life right now. You have to feel like how you feel if you live in that movie. And this is called heart coherence. And Joe talks about this all the time. It's about syncing your heart and your brain to feel safe, grounded, and elevated. And from that state, your body doesn't know the difference between memory and imagination. So according to you, it's already happening. Literally starts expecting this life as your new normal. And let me just say, I've done this multiple times when I'm feeling low, and I swear on anything, some of the most random specific things that I had in those mind movies actually showed up in my life. And they were pretty random because I was just randomly making a collage of things, but they have showed up in the best way in my life. Not because I was obsessing or scripting, but I'm just watching a movie, having fun and letting it go then, because I become familiar with them and my nervous system wasn't scared of that success anymore. I expected it, I felt worthy of it, and then it came to me and I was like, wow, I was already used to it. And the different ways that you could use this is that you can use this as a morning meditation instead of reaching for your phone and scrolling through TikTok and watching other people's life. Try watching your mind movie first. It puts you in an energetic state of intention and not reactivity to other things around you. You could use it when you feel low or discouraged, like on those days where nothing feels like happening, nothing feels like it's working, or you're just doubting everything. You watch that mind movie again and tell yourself, this is what I'm gonna be in. This movie is gonna be my life, but only if you can bring back those elevated emotions is gonna be useful. So don't let it become like a comparison trap. Don't let it be like, my life sucks now. When am I gonna live that movie? No, don't do that. Like, you need to understand that you're going to live it, but it's going to come at its own timeline. And then you can use it as an identity primer before a big meeting or like a filming day event or anything important for you, any important date. Literally watch your mind movie and sync up your heart to the version of you who already has all of that, all the confidence, all the love, all the luck, all the money, everything. Walk into the room like her and move like her and speak like that woman. Or then you could use it to also rewire your subconscious blocks when you're watching the movie, or if there's a part of your life that you've always struggled with, like money, love, or health. Intentionally include clips that normalize that experience. Let your brain get used to seeing yourself with those things and normalize the new. Now you can use so many AI apps where you could like edit your face into like being in Paris or being in a big important room full of people. You can edit your face, and so it kind of normalizes it in a fun way for you. Don't get it wrong. The mind movie isn't about wishing. It's about training your body to emotionally rehearse the life you want. So when it actually shows up, it's not a shock. It's alignment. You knew it's gonna come. It's not a shock for you. And this one has changed the game for me. It's so much fun. You're not just manifesting with a vision board. You're doing it with your whole nervous system. And I just want to say thank you. I genuinely want to thank you for spending this time with me, for watching this video, for even being open to this kind of work. I really, really, really wish the best things for everyone watching this video, for your peace, your growth, and your glow up. And I wish for you to use these techniques the way I have used them and gotten so much peace in my life just by knowing that everything's gonna happen the way it's gonna happen. And if any part of this video hit home for you, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you, have a conversation with you. It's so much fun. And more than anything, I just hope you always apply this kind of stuff, not for me, but for you, because once you do, you're gonna feel so much more grounded, calm, and aligned, like you're moving in a direction that you're meant for always. And I mean it truly. Try them and let me know. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.